They also come here with a vision. If we can get some people who can finance, partly donate something. So we are having some meetings, but for the general people like us, we need to know what is happening there. And if we have some connections, we can approach them for this or the other course.
નમસ્તે બધાને. વડીલો, કાર્યકરો, ભાઈઓ બહેનો, આપણે જસ્ટ થોડું ક્લેરિફિકેશન કરી નાખું રિગાર્ડિંગ શિશુકુંજ ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ફાઉન્ડેશન અને બીજા સેન્ટર્સ આપણું ઘણી ફેરે થોડું કન્ફ્યુઝન થતું હોય છે. This is not a Shishukunj International Foundation project. It is initiated by Shishukunj International Foundation, like many things, but is run by Shishukunj. So Shishukunj is a separate entity altogether, registered as a charity છે અને આપણે જે actual ભુજ સ્કૂલ જે છે આપણે એના one of the main academic side નું આખું જે સંભાળે છે that is તનુજભાઈ. He is part of Shishukunj Bhuj. He'll just run through initially the philosophy. But just keep in mind that if you feel that any center requires support or Shishukunj ક્યાંય પણ જરૂર પડે, then now there is a body called Shishukunj International Foundation. You can contact them and then they'll put you in touch with the right people, the right information and everything. That comes out from Shishukunj International Foundation. Yeah? International Foundation, lots of people are involved, including like Nilesh Bhai, Melbanti, Evelita. There are other trustees at that point. For some reason, we have to take them out of trusteeship because India is not allowed trustees from overseas. So there are other people who are also involved. And trustee there is a body who runs this. Shishukunj old people who are visionaries, young people are coming asta. So if any of you are interested in working at a global level, then there's opportunity, especially more senior characters. So just keep that in mind. ઘણી ફેરે તમને એવું લાગે કે મારે કેન્દ્ર ઉપર જાવ સંદેશના is where I am joining. So there's an opportunity here to work at any level for children only. Our focus is totally children, and that's what we are continuously working. So Tanuj Bhai will give you a brief background of the philosophy of the school and what we are trying to do and Shishukunj, and then I'll come in on the development side. So Tanuj Bhai.
Tanuj Bhai, just one question. So
sure.
Foundation is domiciled in India.
It's a registration. Sorry. Just quick brief background question પૂછવામાં આવ્યો કે where is Shishukunj International Foundation? It's a registered charity roughly now 13-14 years back. And do you know when it was formed? Here. Kalaniketan Shishukunj માં આપણે સમેલન હતું ને resolution pass થવામાં આવ્યું હતું કે we should form a body called Shishukunj International Foundation. So can you see Kalaniketan Shishukunj is responsible for that because the resolution took place here. Yeah? The reason it got registered in India at that particular time is to avoid any clash with other centers globally. Like here register करे तो यहाँ clash થાય, London में करे तो यहाँ clash થાય. So we managed India में. હવે India में आटला बड़ा centers છે, but India में they do not actually run any centers. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Shishukunj International Foundation does not run any projects. It does not run any centers. There is indirectly involved with centers. Like I might be involved here, I might be involved in foundation, I might be involved in booths, everything I say indirect. But center as a body does not get involved. Main thing which it does is settle. ને સમેલન પુશ કરે એક બીજા સેન્ટર્સ ને કે ચાલો હવે ટાઈમ થઈ ગયો સમેલનનો તમે આપણે this time you sort of host the સમેલન. So next year we are now pushing London because London 50 વર્ષ પૂરા થાય છે. So we are asking them to host the Sammelan if possible. So that is one thing we should be trying to do. So Indore માં સમેલન થઈ ગયું છે, ભુજમાં સમેલન થઈ ગયું છે, અહીંયા સમેલન છે, લંડનમાં નથી. So we are going to try to do that. Yeah? Visa India નહીં કરતા. We'll send you the letters from there. Yeah?
Direct from the
Tanuj Bhai.
Namaste.
Straight.
Right.
Change the
આજે સવારે શિશુકુંજ Kalaniketan Shishukunj was like a homecoming. તમે બધા ગેમ્સ રમતા હતા, પ્રાર્થના કરતા હતા. આ બધું અમે 40 years back and we have been doing the same things, right? So there must be something in all these things, right? કે આપણે કેમ આ બધું કરીએ છીએ? And what is it that's really the essence? And with that thought was also કે centers આ છે, why can't we have Shishukunj 5 days a week, 6 days a week, right? So how can we do that? Let's have a school. Then we have a Shishukunj way of doing things, right? How many of you go to schools? Is it like Shishukunj? It is, right? So how do we make it look like Shishukunj? That's why I'm going to give you a brief aspect of that. So first of all, we talk about holistic development. That is a buzzword in education. But Shishukunj was doing it years back, right? That same thing was happening. તમે બેસીને ગાયું બધાય સાથે, તમે સિંગિંગ કર્યું, પ્રાર્થના, સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલિટી હતી, બૌદ્ધિક સાંભળ્યું, પછી રમવા ગયા, ફિઝિકલ ડેવલપમેન્ટ થઈ ગયું તમારું, પછી તમે બાલસભામાં થોડું તમારી કંઈ ટેલેન્ટ હોય આગળ આવી. સો ધેર્સ ઓલ ધીસ થિંગ્સ હેપનિંગ. પ્લસ શિબિરમાં જાઓ ત્યારે બીજું બધું ઘણું બધું થતું હોય, રાઈટ? સો ઇન સમ વેઝ યુ બીંગ ડેવલપ્ડ એઝ અ હોલસમ હ્યુમન બીંગ, રાઈટ? ફુલી, with the space to think in multiple ways. એક જ રીતે વિચારને સ્કૂલમાં હશો તો હવે રીડિંગ રાઇટિંગ ઉપર જ હશે ફોકસ, રાઈટ? એક્ઝામ્સમાં only through writing. There's no other kind of exam, only a writing exam, right? But you know so many other things. Why don't they take you on these things, right? So how do we bring all those things into a school, right? આજે holistic development ની વાત કરીએ છીએ. So some aspects I'll go through આપણે જે શિશુકુંજનું essence છે, which is what we have also tried to bring into the school. Next slide. Yeah. Namaste, right? આપણે બધા આવીએ, બધા નમસ્તે કરીએ. What is happening there? Straight away, that sense of connection, sense of respect, a sense of equality, just through that simple act of namaste, right? And we felt so much. ખાલી અમને બધા નમસ્તે કરતા હતા ને, we got that sense, right? Straight away we connected. A smile and a namaste, and that's what happens, right? So we say this is what should be there, that kind of sense of respect. બે બાજુ, right? Teachers and students, not just one way. જેમ કાર્યકર અને બાળકો, right? કાર્યકર પણ નમસ્તે કહે છે, બાળકો પણ કહે છે. So it's like all of us respecting each other. બાલદેવો ભવ, what does it really mean, right? Child at the center, God. So why do we say the child is in the image of God, right? It's there because there is a certain innocence in the child. And why is it innocence? It has not yet been dirtied by the social conditioning around. હવે શું conditioning છે, Q conditioning we need to make the child. So we want to make the child inquire into themselves and understand કે જે બહાર આખું social conditioning, they don't just take it as it is, right? So કેવું conditioning, right? One kind of conditioning that you may be getting is તારે ડોક્ટર બનવાનું, તારે એન્જિનિયર થવાનું, right? You have to fit into a particular kind of career. But why પહેલેથી જ, right? Why don't we start with let every bud bloom? With what is it that you really have the talent? What is your interest? Why don't you discover? So a school like Shishukunj, can we help the child understand their interests, what they really love to do, and can we guide them towards going towards it? Not an easy one. There's a lot of pressures from outside to think differently. So to break it down, first of the thing we do is we look at this whole aspect of comparison. So, pehla to there are no. Now, would you like to be in a school where there are no exams? How many of you would like to be in a school where there are no exams? Right? Right? Kemke, what is it really if you think about it? Yeah, exam tests a very limited aspect. It doesn't let you grow, right? So is there a natural way of growing? So what we do, marks to apta જ નથી till class 8 in the school, right? No marks, no ranking. We don't want two children to be compared with each other, right? You are your own unique person. જે તમારામાં છે એમાં ડેવલપ કરો, ભલે બીજા પાસે બીજું કાંઈ હોય. Can I discover and be good at what I am rather than saying કે આ તો આટલો છે, મારા આના જેવું થવું જોઈએ? That's a wrong way of looking at things. Let me discover what I am, right? And work from there. So that is one of the aspects. And so we have to, of course, we are so deeply conditioned, all of us, in society, બારે પણ આને પાસે મોટી ગાડી લીધી છે, મારે એનાથી આવી ગાડી લેવી જોશે કે આનાથી ઓલું કરવું જોશે. It's so much everywhere, right? What is my neighbor doing? What are they getting? But if you are free of comparison, life can be very, very different. So we've worked hard on making children understand, can we have a life where there is no comparison, where you understand your own strengths, your own interests, and you flower. So let every bird bloom, right? Fear is the other thing. When you are frightened, you are not going to do well. આપણે બધા agree છીએ એમાં? Yeah? When you are frightened, you are not going to do well. So the whole approach of the teaching, નથી આવડ્યું વાંધો નહીં, ખોટું પડ્યું છે, will help you to learn from there, right? So that is the kind of training we impart to the teachers. We also talk to the children. Don't be scared of making mistakes. As a સવારે જ હતું ને, there was that whole thing. Because mistakes are actually stepping stones for learning. ભૂલ થાય એમાંથી આપણે શીખી શકીએ. Whereas most people look at mistake as I'm dead, I'm going to get beaten up by my whatever, right? My teacher, by my headmaster, whatever. So we've said very clearly, these are things that are not part of the, because fear does not nurture learning. Yeah, and the learning is the most important aspect, a learning mind. And how do you create a learning mind? If you're observing, you're watching things clearly, and you see things as they are. You're not creating ideas about things, right? પછી આપણું જે શિશુકુંજ છે ને, we've got બાલ પ્રવૃત્તિ, સેવા પ્રવૃત્તિ, પર્યાવરણ અને શિક્ષણ. I hope બાલ પ્રવૃત્તિ જે આજે આપણે સવારે કરી એ બધી, પછી સેવા, sometimes તમે બધા જાતા હો, you go and do something for the less privileged. Paryavarana means environmental activities. Atyare for the young generation, I'm sure you will be hearing all the time how important it is to preserve our environment, right? Otherwise life is going to be difficult. Atyare I'm seeing many people saying in Nairobi, so many trees are being cut. Things are looking so different. So somewhere we all know the importance of that. So the first, one of the things we did about the school, we said it has to be in a very natural environment. So it's outside the city, in a very natural space, and we are working in creating even a better natural space there, planting trees, taking children for nature walks, and learning about nature. So that's a strong aspect of the school. So that's what we call the Shikshan or integration. That is now what we're doing. School is one, but there are other kinds of Shikshan activities which we are doing, but we won't have the time to go through all that. So because there's more aware, the PowerPoint itself is also self-explanatory. So I'll hand over to Ramesh Bhai, and you'll see some of these things in the videos that he'll be showing you. Yeah.
There's a video which will come up. Just listen to the words, please. Okay, while the technical bit is being sorted out, just quickly, આપણે is working. Someone else sorted. આપણે હમણાં તમે સેતુ કેટલા જણા વાંચ્યું છે? લેટેસ્ટ સેતુ.
Shishukunj is a children. Organization which has been working in the areas of child development and welfare since its inception in Karachi in early 1940s. In a world that is narrowing down human potential and diversity, where the sole aim of education is to fit people into the cogs of the modern economic machine and create people who conform to the present world order rather than question it. The need to envision a radically different kind of education which can question this materialistic bias becomes imperative. With this thought in mind, Shishukunj started to look for a place to build a different kind of school that would nurture compassion.
Shishukunj International School is not just a school, it's an attempt to build a just and an equal society.
The world is an unequal place in many ways. One of the threads of inequality is lack of good educational opportunities for less privileged children of our society. Shishukunj ensures inclusivity of those children. Shishukunj has created a unique campus to support holistic education program. The buildings constructed are airy and has sufficient natural light, which incorporate eco-friendly design suited to the climatic condition of the area. It has pleasing aesthetic sensibilities that blend with nature. The carefully chosen designs and materials make a balance between nature and modern technology and are reliably strong to survive in the earthquake zone of Bhuj. The school design is unlike the usual corridor structure, as there are clusters offering kindergarten, primary and secondary levels, providing children open spaces and ownership. The common areas are shared by all the sections. There are well-equipped science and computer labs to support the academic program. A well-stocked library with ample reading space has been created.
And whenever you ask the child says, I love play. So that's where we try to incorporate play in a child's learning and the journey began.
The school picks up a central annual theme which integrates all the subjects in such a way that children are benefited by enriched experiential learning, enhancing their life skills. Arts and crafts, music, cultural and creative activities are a strong part of the curriculum. Gijubai Badeka, one of the inspiring pillars of Shishukunj, said that games should be an integral part of education. Hence, sports and playing are equally emphasized with a range of facilities for indoor and outdoor games. Grounds for kabaddi, kho-kho, volleyball and a cycling track have been prepared. Aristotle said that educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. So, in the form of a school, we have proposed an educational endeavor which is holistic, which heals rather than destroys the human spirit and helps in awakening the natural human intelligence. At the center of such an educational endeavor is the inquiry into what it means to be a good human being. This inquiry is central for both the adults and the children. The whole learning teaching pedagogy flows from this inquiry.
Through this endeavor, we wish to reach out to children of multiple social and economic backgrounds. We wish that no one is deprived of their basic right to a good childhood. For this, we have a lovely campus where we need to build hostels so that children who come here to not just study academically but also pick up physical, mental, emotional skills, get an alternative atmosphere to step out of their homes and backgrounds and get immersed here.
The reservation is irrespective of the child's caste, creed, gender or religion. Economically marginalized groups ranging from vegetable sellers to daily wage earners, to auto rickshaw drivers, to truck driver, to house help. All are always welcome to avail of this chance for good education for the children. Taking it further, Shishukunj intends to create a teacher training facility where residential courses can be conducted and a hostel for students who come from further away. There would also be a space for in-house vocational courses for those interested in pursuing them. This facility will enable an outreach education program to many more rural children. With a collaborative effort of donors and supporters, Shishukunj International School, Bhuj strives to provide a unique environment for learning, with the right facilities and training for achieving excellence.
દરેક બાળક પરમાત્માએ અલગ અલગ શક્તિથી પ્રાપ્ત કર્યું છે તો એનામાં જે પોતાની જે શક્તિ પડેલી છે, રસ પડેલો છે, આવડત પડેલી છે, સમજ પડેલી છે, પોતાનું છે, જે સ્વનું છે, સ્વત્વ છે, એ સ્વત્વને પ્રગટ કરવું એ કેળવવાનું કામ છે અને એ દ્રષ્ટિએ આપણું થઈ રહ્યું છે.
You must understand the whole of life, not just one little part of it. That is why you must read. That is why you must look at the sky. That is why you must sing and dance, and write poems, and suffer and understand for all that is life.
So the idea was to create a different school of thought. જે વાત કરી કે Shishukunj 6 days a week, 7 days a week is running with part of the academic, તમારો career build થાય અને Shishukunjમાં જ તમે grow up થાઓ. The idea was actually to develop yourselves. Otherwise શું થાય છે કે આજે in academic schools you are totally focused in trying to become just have a career. Either you want to be an accountant or a doctor or something. Here we are trying to say it doesn't matter what you want to be, yeah, but let's get exposed to all the areas, yeah. So now you saw that our school the school is ready now. Children are coming, everything is running, but we needed hostel, so we needed to create another phase 3 now. Phase 1 and 2 is finished, so I just want to run through phase 3. If anyone has got any ideas, that's most welcome because it's in the making now, yeah. So the design and conceptual, you can see that is the probably that is not coming through, but the right hand side is our land where the new phase is coming up. Left hand side share, that's where the school is already built, yeah. So that's what it is. Now let's see what we are planning on this side. So again, the land is as it is, you can see. We have started developing, so you see the nature coming through. Can you see school ma the structure? Like it's nature. Nature ma na hoy ena jevu. So again, we are repeating because we thought it's successful. Some of the buildings actually, the school had started, the children had moved in, and they have actually seen the construction of this school. So that is also part of the teaching. આપણે એમ થાય કે children થોડા builders બનવાના, but how the building takes place, how the foundation takes place, they were learning all that while they were schoolના buildings ચાલતા હતા ત્યારે. So the design aspect is being now repeated in phase 3. So that's our phase 3. We'll see what are the proposals. The proposals are vocational. So not all the children are academic, yeah. Some children are very good with their hands. So we said, what about them? So vocational they'll be developing that areas. If they're good in computers, they're good in becoming cooks, chefs, you see, carpentry, metalwork. So this is where the setup will be. So after O levels or A levels, they'll be studying here. That's the idea, vocational one. Library for any person, like Kameloko, say you want to take a break, yeah, to India, and you want to study something for yourself, spiritual side or any other side, so there is going to be a library there on the environment side, and particular aspects of that areas will be available there to do a self-study, yeah. So it's an opportunity for other people to develop themselves. Studio accommodation, so when you come, there'll be accommodation for them, so they can stay there. It's your place. Just tell them you are coming and just go there. Yeah, you don't need to plan much in advance. Even if you short notice super, I'm telling you, even if the studio accommodation is full up, there'll be place for you because you are members of Shishukunj. Yeah, members of Shishukunj, there's always place for one more. So the hostel. This is the proposed hostel. Our typical hostels, you know, corridor JV. Here there are only 6 rooms. Each room only 4 students. Yeah. Can you see the courtyard outside? So they can. It's not we want them to feel that you are in your room, then you are not enjoying the environment. And this is actually for everyone, whether you can afford or you can't afford. Same accommodation, same education, same for everyone. It's all same. So now this is the interesting thing. When we did this project, this was what we were thinking, and it has started now. The works have started. You know, this is only last year, April, March, when we were doing the presentation, and this is where we are now. That's the hostel. You can see the 6 classrooms. So the work has started. So come and visit, you can see the construction of it. Teachers accommodation, you see a lot of roof space, roof, but they are actually shaded areas. They are not buildings. So you can see, can you see through? You can see through everywhere. It's just shaded areas. So they are summer month, to keep you in shade. This is the proposed, what you say, the presentation and this is exactly what is being built now. Yeah, it's already started. So what happened when? So can you see the road has been built now? Yeah, this is teachers accommodation. The next phase is teachers training center. Jena foundations are taking place in April this year. Yeah. So again, it's a beautiful place where what is the idea of teachers training? Think about it. Tame karyakars training yeah, exactly like that. We feel this is the place where karyakars will be trained, the teachers will be trained, and anyone else interested in this holistic development, gammat sathe gnan, yeah, let every bird bloom. Philosophy is here. This is where they'll be taught, the adults to take it to the children. Otherwise, aapne ke liye schools banao? You tell me, how many schools can we build? Limited, na? So, but if we get to the teachers, what happens? The teachers are imparting that knowledge to the children. Barco, we are getting through the teachers to the children, yeah? And there's a very interesting thing which has just happened. On 2nd February, we launched a new program called Shishukunj Kilol program. So this, facilities doing it. Is it good if we just use it? It's not good, no? Other children should benefit. So the Kilol program is now allowing the facilities to be used by local government schools, but the children boy. The program was launched on 2nd February and the first group of children has already come, and that was in tribute to Vallabhbhai and Devchand of 50 years. So that is what we have launched. You will see this program now mushrooming up very quickly throughout. Like Kolkata, we have got centers, yeah. Pachi apne Gujarat ma Bhujma, we have got 4 centers. They will all fall under Kilol program now, the outreach program, yeah. So recently, can you see that's where the teachers training? The only line white. You can see the hostel and you can see where the teachers training center is coming up. So what happened recently? Let's look at the proposed works and then I'll show you what has happened in terms of timeline. What we are creating in phase 3. Hostel facilities for 100 children. Teachers training center which I showed you. Vocational which we talked about. Teachers, support staff and guest residential facilities. And landscaping obviously. At least moti site hoy, so you need landscaping done. So we need to have an all sort of very eco-friendly. The whole thing is very eco-friendly. Yeah? So DWOS, solar, water, electricity, roads, everything being done systematically. So this is the timeline. Yeah? So the concept of phase 3 started December 2022. Bhumi Pujan કર્યું આપણે 12th January 2023. Drawings and planning December 2023 માં થઈ ગયા. Foundations for the hostel and teachers accommodation April 2024 last year. Yeah? We are hoping that the whole thing gets completed by November 2028. Amati tame November 2028 માં roughly what age group will you be? University? Some of you? College? Yeah, you? So by the time you finish your uni, the buildings would have finished, hopefully. But how can it be done? There is a magic wand. Did you know that? Shishukunj Mayan. Kalaniketan, આપણે ક્યાં રાખ્યા છે? વિક્રમભાઈ, આપણો magic wand. કે તમે આમ કરો એટલે પૈસા ભેગા થઈ જાય. છે? ઓ નિલેશભાઈ પૈસા નથી કાઢતા. તમને 10 લિંક કઢાવવા હોય તો એ પ્રોબ્લેમ થઈ છે એની પાસે. So, Harish Bhaiya. So there are so many good Karyakas who work very, very hard in the background to collect funds. Jara we launch our project phase our Bhuj school no, we didn't have a single penny in our pocket. Did you know that? But Karyakas બધા કાર્યકર્તા were sitting here, they said કે ના આપણે કરી શકશું. જેમ આપણે ભવન પ્રોજેક્ટ, આ પ્રોજેક્ટ આપણો થઈ ગયો, લંડનમાં પ્રોજેક્ટ થઈ ગયો, ને બહુ પ્રોજેક્ટ થઈ ગયો. યુ કેન સી phase 1 and phase 2 done. આપણે કાર્યકરોમાં જો બધા એકતા હશે, યુ રિમેમ્બર વોટ બિપિનભાઈ સેડ? આમાં તાળી વાગતી હતી? નો. બધા સાથે હશું આપણે, ઓલ યંગ એન્ડ ઓલ્ડ બધા સાથે, so we can achieve anything. So this project is only possible because all of us are together. The day when we are not together, nothing will happen. Remember that. All of us need to work together and do the projects together. So phase no. This is timeline. That was the timeline. So all of these projects cost money. So this is what the total project cost is. Don't worry, નાના છે ને વ્યાજી કરવા જેવું નથી. You know why તમને વ્યાજી કરવા જેવું નથી? Because આ બધા મોટાઓ છે થોડીક મહેનત કરવાના છે on your behalf, okay? So એ લોકો થોડીક મહેનત કરશે તો તમને ફાઇનાન્સની વ્યાજી કરવાની જરૂર નથી. You must go and visit the place. That's important for you. Yeah? So this is what we require. Total project is 1.2 million. ઘબરાતા નહીં, because એપ્રિલમાં લાસ્ટ યર અમે જ્યારે પ્રેઝન્ટ કર્યું ને ત્યારે બધા હસતા હતા. તમે આવા ટાઈમમાં કોવિડ હમણાં થયું તો કોઈની પાસે પૈસા નથી, તમે કેવી રીતના કરશો આ પ્રોજેક્ટ? But you know how it started? Phase 3 માં અમે જે આપણે તનુજભાઈ કીધું ને ડરવાનો નહીં, no have fear, અમને થતી હતી. Because phase 1 and 2 માં જે છેલ્લો પાર્ટ હતો ને, we were struggling to finish the project. So we said phase 3 કરશું પાછું, you know, burden and pressure and all that કરશે ને. તો you know what? We told someone કે આ હોસ્ટેલ છે એ આપણે અમને તમે ફંડ રેઝિંગ કરો તો આપણે થોડુંક ભાડે હોસ્ટેલ રહે. You know, we thought we should stop the work. So બાળકો છે જે જેને જરૂર છે તે લોકોને. તો you know, after some time એક વીક પછી અમારી પાસે પાછળ કે રમેશભાઈ અમે તમને વધારે પૈસા ભેગા કરી દે તો તમે આ બાંધકામ સ્ટાર્ટ કરી શકો? તો what do you tell this person? You know? Obviously you say that. We said enough. This time you have to say hold. You know why? Because he ek fere paisa apne ape to શું થયું આપણું? The project has started. And if the project has started, what do we need to do? We have to finish it. So we were even hesitant. And then we said, nah. જો આપણે હિંમત નહીં કરીએ, as શિશુકુંજ બે અત્યાર સુધી I'm telling you, અહીંયા કોઈ છે જેને ખબર છે શિશુકુંજને અત્યાર સુધી ગમે તેવા સિચ્યુએશનમાં financial problems નથી થયા. You know, that was our record from the time I've been there. એના પહેલા કદાચ હોય તો મને ખ્યાલ નથી. પણ જ્યારથી હું છું શિશુકુંજમાં, which is going back around 72, ત્યારથી we have never seen financial problems in Shishikun. We said, આપણે એટલો વિશ્વાસ તો છે અત્યાર સુધી પ્રોબ્લેમ નથી થયા તો શા માટે થવા જોઈએ? Yeah. So on that strength we said આ ભાઈને, okay, તમે કેટલો કરશો? He said, look, તમારો હોસ્ટેલનો કોસ્ટ કેટલો છે? We said each hostel is costing around 75,000 pounds. એ કે આપણે એટલો તો કદાચ નહીં કરી શકીએ, but we'll try to get to you quite a bit. And that's the way phase 3 started. And you know what? There is a group called Remembrance. They do trekking, walks, and they are the people, they raise a lot of funds for Shishukunj. Shishukunj London વાસ્તે પણ કર્યા છે, આપણા phase 1 and 2 વાસ્તે પણ raise કર્યા. But can you see a person, રાહુલભાઈ કરીને, he says, તમે આ કરો, તમે ચિંતા નહીં કરો, and that's the way it started. So let's look at the funding, how it has already developed from last year to now. You'll be very pleased to see that. This is the way we thought, no, Nathya, 1.2 Nathya, by 1. This was, when we did the presentation, we said, કે look, આપણે પણ થોડીક હિંમત મળે કે કેવી રીતના પૈસા ભેગા કરશું. So we thought કે આવી રીતના આપણે breakdown કરીએ તો there is a possibility. કરશે? Do you know the first phase 1 and 2 માં આપણે શું થયું હતું? સામેથી, when we launched the project, someone came and told us, look, I'm giving you 200,000 pounds. 200,000 pounds. Do you know what the second person did? He matched it. Another 200,000 pounds. Straight away. So we said, je આપવા વાળા હતા એ પતી ગયું બધું, હવે that's finished કદાચ. And do you know both of them are nothing to do with Shishukunj? They have got no connection with Shishukunj. They are only concerned and they wanted કે બાળકોને સારું શિક્ષણ મળે. Can you see that? People who believed in good education and they believed in Shishukunj. If anyone can do it, Shishukunj can do it. That was their belief. Nothing else, you know. So this is what we need to raise. હવે કેટલા raise નથી થયા એનો આપણે વિચાર કરીએ. So this is what happened. Can you see fundraising to date? These people, they see Remembrance, they raised 51,000 pounds for us. Then we had ભજન ભોજન અને charity walk ને આ ટુક સફરનામા એ ત્રણે વસ્તુ બધી સાથે છે. You remember હમણાં અમે we did tuk? How many of you know? Excellent. 36 rickshaws, Rameshwaram to Bhuj. 108 of us with about 20 volunteers over 12 days, 3,000 kilometers. That's what we did. And do you know how much we raised? We raised in total 450,000 pounds. 450. Emati, 300,000 pounds comes for the Bhuj project. Yeah. On top of that, we have already got other donors and pledges of 315. Can you see already in just short time, where are we? We have already raised 664,000 pounds because of the support and help of these senior Karyakas here, sitting here. And some of them are from Nairobi, yeah? There are some, I can't name people because it wouldn't be good, but they are the ones who have been supporting us, phase 1, phase 2, and hopefully in phase 3. So now, can you see, we have passed half. We only need Atla. And we have got next 3-4 years to do it. આપણે બધા સાથે કરશું. Yeah? Even your positive energies are important. Did you know that? I'll give you a very important example of these positive energies. Did you know we had someone to give us 1 million pounds for this project? They said, but amaru naam jo sir. Falana namni school. And do you know what we said? No, thank you. This school is for Shishukunj. These are our children's school, and the name will never change. Not a single takti. People who have given 200,000 pounds, they came home recently. They were thinking, they couldn't find it. They didn't even question it. Because we have told people, don't expect moti takti. We have told them, we acknowledge on the board. It's important to acknowledge. Because family members they can at least see that people do give money. So we can all do it together. We can do it, yeah. And we want you to come to Bhuj. So see what Bhuj is all about. So we take question and answer before we see what the Bhuj is about. Yeah, the school. Any questions so far? I'll rush the answers.
Enrollment into school.
Again, current share is 270 children.
Okay, from what class to what?
From nursery, nursery right up to 10th. So 11th will start now, and then 12th. So remember, I'll tell you, બધું ચલાવવાનું આપણું શિશુકુંજ philosophy ને બધું છે એ બધાને ઘરે નથી ઉતરતી. I'm telling you, you try and go and ask your parents, they'll say કે ના આપણે તો ડોક્ટર બનવું છે, આપણે એન્જિનિયર બનવું છે, હવે સ્કૂલમાં ના જવાય આપણાથી. And that's what we had. We had a serious backlash from the parents. You know, they were not interested in sending their children because exams now are till year 8. You know, કે તમે શું ભણાવો છો અમને ખબર નથી પડતી. Though we kept on telling them, test them. કોઈ પણ year 8 નો બાળક હોય એને લઈ આવો ને આપણે શિશુના બાળકને તમે સામે રાખો, સેમ પ્રશ્ન પૂછો and then tell us કે આને આવડે છે કે નહીં. But our children always excel more because they are learning much more. Can you see that? So it was challenging for us, but maximum capacity of the school when it's completely fully sort of maximum is 450 because it's a model. This is the model which we want to take other places in terms of philosophy and all that. We can't build so many schools, but it's a center where lots of teachers will learn and take the philosophy back. That's the idea. Now remember, Indore mein aapki school che. Do you know how many children are learning there? So 800. Very close to 5,000 children. And do you know how Indore school che? It comes now in the top 50 in whole of India. And do you know in India how many schools are there? Millions. Yeah? And our school, Indore school, is now in the top. Yeah? That's a different model. This is a different model. Aapni Bangalore school હતી શિશુકુંજ વિદ્યાલય, that's a different model. Manukwa aapni nursery છે, it's a different model. It's a different model. Always think out of the box. Pratik bhai je karaવે છે દર ફેરે તમને Sundays na, that doesn't mean that we can't bring a change. What is the change which you recently brought? What is the change? તમે શું પહેર્યું છે? આ ટી-શર્ટ પેલા આવી હતી? કેવી હતી? White then. કેટલા વર્ષો સુધી white હતી? હવે since 72, I think beyond that also. So who thought about that? I need to understand which person. Character, see? Think out of the box. So white pero, kya pero, white with the blue. What's wrong with it? See? The બાળકોને નવું શીખડાવો, સારું શીખડાવો, so they don't get bored. Yeah? Always think out of the box. So let's hear questions about the presentation. Feel free to ask any questions. Can our teachers total numbers?
25.
25 teachers for 270 children. Tanujbhai trains them regularly. Tanujbhai is in charge of the whole school, though he is not at the school. See, this is another interesting thing. Tanujbhai is not full-time there. If you train right people, right Ritna, it runs. You go regularly, monitor, and make sure the program is all the time. Tame joya ne? Vice Principal Rutvit Bhai, he is there. Sandhya Ben, the principal, she is there, and they run it. And the training happens every year. Tanuj bhai goes there. And Tanuj bhai goes regularly to Bush School to make sure the whole thing is running properly. That's his area. That's what he looks after. Any other questions?
The college established college, it's open, it will be open to all.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's the idea. If you don't open it to all, how are we going to impart the education to them? It's very important to do that. There'll be a set module, set program, which is being created. That's right, yeah.
Are the teachers paid?
Our teachers get paid? Teachers have to, that's their career. So, I was just asking few friends. I was in Jamhuri High School. Jamhuri High School, we used to pay so nominal fees. એમાં તો પૂરું ના થાય ટીચર્સનું કે પ્રિન્સિપલ or running the school. So where was this money coming from? You know, we got educated at a very nominal fees. It was subsidized by the government. So here the thought is, the idea is, 25% children will be sponsored children. 25%. And 75% children will be paying normal fees. Because we said, say you are reasonably medium class, if he was Shishukunj philosophy in his school, so why should we stop him because he has got money? That's why we said it's not only going to be for poor children, it's for everyone. The school is for everyone who wants to come there. But the thought is, 25% will be reserved. That's what we are hoping, and that's the way we are planning Adyana. For children who cannot afford it, they will be sponsored. So continuously we will be subsidizing. People come and tell us, when it's going to become self-sustaining. Kevi ritna self-sustaining tha? Jamhuri High School was never self-sustaining. It has always had to be subsidized. So where is this self-sustaining coming from? It's not possible. Yes, but what we are going to do is, people who are not medium, but people like Pratik who are very rich, we are going to go to them and say, okay, please, can you donate more than the fee structure? Can you see that? Well off way, and our children, we do have children, doctors na children આવે છે અને તમે જોયું ને શાકભાજી વાળાના પણ બાળક is in the same school, and they used to get upset with us because all our children ઘણી ફેર નાયા ના હોય, things like that. But we have to aste educate we said we are not going to take them out. We have to educate them to accept it slowly, and that's what's happening. So those people will support. We are hoping donors will support, but it can never be a totally 100% self-sustaining if you want more and more children to benefit. Because જો આપણે fees જે medium work છે એની પણ જો increase કરશું, then what are we doing? That's the thought which has been going through our mind, કે આપણે જે medium work હોય એને પણ આવું જ education જોઈએ છે, તો શું એ લોકોને ના મળે? Because the fees are too high. So it's balancing the whole thing out. It's balancing it, And then,
what curriculum do you follow? Because, when you want to go to a university, you need to have a certain curriculum. Certain, basically, like IT, SCK.
Absolutely, and that is a very, very hot subject for us. We are now part of CBSE, which is central board, India. In 8th સુધી we get away with things, but as soon as 9th, 10th, we get too much pressure from them. This is the way the curriculum is, this is the way you have to be taught, this is the things which you have to do. And ઘણી ફેર અમને એમ થાય કે અમે એમાંથી નીકળી જવું છે. You see? So, અત્યારે we are okay, CBSE board છે, and that continues, you'll be very pleased to know that one child has also gone to IIT, Amati. So the standard is there, the education, the academic standard is there. It's not Unnati. Okay, I think we need to close. So after last one video, just enjoy it.
કે જ્યાં બાળકોનો સર્વાંગી વિકાસ કોઈ પણ સજા, ભય, તુલના કે સ્પર્ધાથી મુક્ત નૈસર્ગિક વાતાવરણની નીચે થાય છે. Shishukunj, the garden of children, is spread across 5 continents in the world. Our school campus is in the midst of a serene and natural surrounding. મર્યાદિત જનસંખ્યા સાથે પ્રેમાળ શિક્ષકો દ્વારા બાળકના વ્યક્તિગત વિકાસનું ઘડતર.
Language is made easier by cluster phonics.
વિષય નિષ્ણાતોના માર્ગદર્શન હેઠળ ગમન સાથે જ્ઞાન.
and Hindi Dunya offer 3 levels of activities: complete, semi-complete and abstract.
વિષયને અનુરૂપ શૈક્ષણિક પ્રવાસ દ્વારા વ્યવહારિક જ્ઞાન.
Abundant outdoor space for sports.
વાલીઓ સાથેનો સતત સંપર્ક તેમજ યોગ્ય તણાવ.
We welcome you to Shishukunj International School, village Sirata, opposite Lankiwala Yash, Bhuj Mundra Road. Contact us on 9725557377.
ગમે ત્યારે આવો અને કદાચ I know food was so good, lunch was excellent, wasn't it? I know half of you are asleep. It's okay, don't worry. Just remember only one word, one sentence. Let every bird bloom. આપણે તો જ કરી શકશું જો આપણે બધા સાથે મળીને કરશું. Thank you very much. નમસ્તે ભાઈઓ.
એક
પ્રશ્ન હતો આ ટીચર્સ ટ્રેનિંગ કોલેજ છે એની અંદર પછી what syllabus is the school going to teach?
So it will not be any syllabus specific. It's more on how to teach, what's the environment, what are possibilities. A lot of resource material ઘણું બધું હશે. So whichever board they come through, they can get the materials to develop ત્યાં જ. So we want to give the teachers the idea that there's lots of possibilities beyond what you're doing at the moment. કે જે એજ્યુકેશનમાં જે કેવી રીતે શીખાડી શકો. સો સેમ કોન્સેપ્ટ હોય, રાઈટ? You take the concept of teaching electricity, for example. You can do it very bookish, by the diagrams, or you set up the whole thing and cards go in. Child just follows it. Become a very self-learning thing for the child. પોતે જ સર્કિટ બનાવે, અમુક સર્કિટ્સ વર્ક ન થતી, અમુક થાય છે, એમાંથી શીખે. સો દેટ એપ્રોચ ઇઝ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ. પછી ઇટ ડઝન્ટ મેટર કે આ બધા સી મોસ્ટ સિલેબસ ઇઝ 80% ઇઝ ધ સેમ. બહુ એટલા ડિફરન્સીસ નથી હોતા કોન્ટેન્ટમાં.
Then another question, in nearby area માં આવી કોઈ કોલેજ છે? No, near Bhuj. Bhuj, is there any place where teachers can get paid?
So there, okay, so of course all teachers need to have a qualification, B.Ed certification કે છે ત્યાં, and you need to go through a college. તો એ તો છે ત્યાં. So what we have been doing for this B.Ed students also, આપણે શિબિર રાખતા હોય છે to enlarge their perception of world. એક વખત ગાંધી ઉપર શિબિર રાખી હતી, બીજી વખત just on exposing them to different books. Jonathan Livingston Seagull આપણે ત્યારે એના વિશે વાત કરી હતી. So we want to expand the thinking also. The idea is to expand thinking. See, if a teacher is developing drawing, then the teacher is going to bring something very different to the space. Then when a teacher thinks મારા તો શીખાડી પણ જોઈ જવાનું જ કરે. So we want to bring up the development of the teacher thinking, and not just for education but in life. Okay, what is it? એના values પછી ઇમ્પાર્ટ તો કરતા જ હોય છે. So when the teacher becomes aware of what they are about, automatically the children are going to be benefited. So it will be on multiple levels. This whole thing.
Just coming back to this syllabus question. Certain board exams are based.
Namaste. In Bhuj city, I visited 3 shakhas of Shishukunj. This Kendra is running in the, what we say, all parents are working and the children are at home. So we are trying, I think this was trying to upgrade the 2 Kendras there. One on the airport road something. So another thing, tree planting day, on that day I was there. I planted my tree planting day. Is it alright?
Yes.
Is it growing?
તો જે તમે વાત કરી ને એ આપણો કિલોલ પ્રોગ્રામ છે. એ છોકરાઓ જે લેબર કેઝ્યુઅલ લેબરર્સ હતા અને આ એક સ્કૂલ.
What I'm saying is that you say 80% of the things are same, whether we do a certain syllabus or not. But if children are attempting a certain board, right? So until they follow that curriculum, they may struggle with that 20%, which is not the same. So how do you think we can deal with that?
Now, so they will be taught, the teacher શીખાડશે જે પોતાનું સિલેબસ હશે ત્યાં તો જાશે. What we are giving them is tools to how to teach. No, તમને એક ટોપિકમાં શીખવાડ્યું કે આવી રીતે થઈ શકે. Then with your own intelligence you will try to do in a different topic, in a similar way. The experiential learning is important. Hands-on learning કેવી રીતે લેવી શકે આ ટોપિક ઉપર. થોડીક ideas are, we can't spoon feed them completely. We give them ideas for a few topics, but જે બીજા કવર ના થાય તો પોતાની રીતે કરશે. Right? So we can't talk everything. So, after Gichubai Divasapna is a reading material for our teachers, it will be there in the teacher resource library. So that's some common things, right? That all teachers should read. Toto Chan is another very good book. જે શિશુકુંજની ફિલોસોફી પકડીને ચલાવે. તો આ બધું રીડિંગ મટીરિયલ તો બધાને મળશે જ. તો એક તો વન ઇઝ જસ્ટ ધી ફિલોસોફી, ધી એપ્રોચ, જે એસેન્સ હોવું જોઈએ શિશુકુંજનું. આ જે ગીજુભાઈની બુક છે દિવાસપના થ્રુ મળે. અને બીજું કે સ્પેસિફિક પેડેગોજી ઓફ અ સબ્જેક્ટ કોન્ટેન્ટ, એમાં થોડું એક્સપોઝર જ કરાય. અને બીજું તો ટીચરને જઈને આવે તો એની ટીચર એજ્યુકેશન કોર્સમાં they don't cover 100%. They only give you few things. And બીજું તો you have to develop on your own. They give you ideas of how you can make the class alive.
Ramesh bhai, can I just answer?
Yeah. જે અમૃતભાઈ વાત કરીને, just to give my experience of 35 years of teaching. આજે જે મેં વાર્તા ન કરી, રાઈટ, એ વાર્તામાંથી અમે ટેબલ શીખાડીએ છીએ બધાને, રાઈટ. તમે જોયું હશે કે રિપીટેશન, how did children straight away pick up repetition, right? So that's one method. તમને છે ને સિલેબસમાં શું કહેશે કે ટેબલ શીખવાડો. How you teach those tables is up to the teacher. સો અમે ટીચર્સ ટ્રેનિંગ સેન્ટરમાં શું શીખવાડવાનો વિચાર કરીએ છીએ, રાઈટ? ઇટ્સ ડિફરન્ટ મેથોડોલોજી, પેડગોલોજી છે એ અમે કેવી રીતના અમે ડેવલપ કરશું. સો ડિફરન્ટ મેથડ્સ આર ધેર ઓલવેઝ. નથિંગ ઇઝ સ્ટેટિક, ઇઝ ડાયનામિક, રાઈટ? એટલે કહેવાનો ભાવ છે કે આ ટીચર્સ ટ્રેનિંગ પ્રોગ્રામ છે, રાઈટ, which Tanushbhai is handling at the moment. Well, fantastic, and you see all the teachers, how they are responding to it, right? Just to give you an idea, 2011 to 2019 સુધી I have been going to India and training teachers how to teach, right? Not what to teach, how to teach, right? So એમાં પહેલા 5 વર્ષમાં તો તમે મેં ડિફરન્સ દેખાડેલી સ્કૂલ્સમાં. Now I can see how the teachers are developing. It was 20%, 80% teachers talking, 20% children. Now it is changing. It's 50% teachers talking and 50% children talking. So it's very interactive. So teachers training program જે આપણે implement કરશું ને એ ઘણું બધું આવશે, right?
Though one thing I must say, that training is not sufficient. Yeah. ખાલી તમે ટ્રેન કરી દો, એક ફેરે દઈ દીધું ને પછી ટીચર્સ જવાના છે. There it has to be continuous, right? There ફેરે you have to go on the site to monitor. Let's see if you really want to make an impact. So we'll think through. We have had experience now with one school કે કેવી રીતે કરવાનું છે, અને we need to make sure it's not just, of course for some teachers it works. જે એકદમ motivated હોય તો આવીને કરીને જાય છે. For others, we may have to say, look, we need 3 sessions over the year or something for you to come until it gets in, right? So those are thoughts. We're still developing that part. કેવી રીતે એનું structure થશે. But we have ideas. We have enough experience now to be able to put something good in place.
What about sports?
Oh, sports.
What about sports? Motivation of kids.
So sports.
Motivation,
how to motivate sports. So sports, the amount of time you give to sports, right? We have giving much more time to sports than any other school, right? They're playing a lot more. We are bringing in coaches away who are specific. In fact, we invite any good past expertise who now 2 weeks, 3 weeks, come for a coaching thing. We would be very happy to have you. I was in London. We had a cricket coach who stayed in a very professional level. Badminton coach I was. So that's how we are doing, and the facilities are great now. You would have seen, multi-purpose 3 international size badminton courts, outdoor areas, for tennis, for basketball, volleyball. So 4 all areas are covered. We also have a climbing wall. So that was for fear. How do you help? One of the ways to help child to overcome fear is make them do something which is scary. So climbing wall, yeah. The children, go and have like
swimming pool as well.
And there's a swimming pool as well, which we are now inaugurating. I hear this, it will start. Okay, two questions, right? But English. It's English medium. Gujarati શીખાડીએ છે, હિન્દી શીખાડીએ છે. So the medium is English. But આપણી જેમ અમે વિશ્વાસોમાં હતા, છોકરાઓનું ઘરે ઇંગ્લિશ બોલાતું ન હોય, ઘરમાં બારમાં ગુજરાતી બોલતા હોય. We don't force them, but we brought in what is called English as a second language. એનાથી થ્રુ એનું English development થાય છે, very easily, rather than being forced upon them. It's the medium is English, but children's background એ લગભગ બધા કચ્છી કે ગુજરાતી હોય છે. Yeah, one. So all this, we can do that. Yeah, બધા સાથે મળીને decide કરીને we can do that for them. Yeah. So we have time to think about it. That's still coming a bit late. Just મળી આપણે કરી સાથે. Yeah.
Okay. We come to the end of this very interesting subject. Okay, the next thing is our buses are here, and all those who want to go to town, see the old cameras, we can proceed. You're just saying it.
I said included in the